Dr. Schweig, Interim President of Kennesaw State University, the graduating students have assembled for the fall 2021 commencement exercises.
Thank you, Chief Faculty Marshal Lebedatu. What a happy day. On this special occasion, let us please stand for the singing of the national anthem, which will be led by KSU student Alexandra Eller and accompanied by the Dr. Bobby Bailey School of Music Brass Ensemble. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. On behalf of the faculty, students, staff of Kennesaw State University, I would like to welcome you to Kennesaw State University's 244th commencement exercise. You may be seated. For just a moment, please direct your attention to the members of the platform party who will stand briefly as they are recognized. In addition to the deans, who will be introduced shortly, joining us today are the interim provost and vice president of academic affairs, Ivan Pulinkala, KSU trustee and speaker, Norman Radow, vice president for student affairs, Eric Arneson, vice president of external affairs and chief of staff, Alex McGee, vice president of advancement and CEO of the KSU Foundation, Lance Burchett, interim vice president and chief diversity officer, Sonia Tosin, vice president of enrollment services, Brenda Stouffer, vice president of IT and chief information officer, Chief Delaney, vice president of government relations, Julia Ayers, and our KSU registrar, Paul Parker. Thank you all. We have gathered here today for one purpose: to recognize the academic achievement of those who have reached a significant milestone in their lives. With that in mind, I ask you, what does it mean to have an undergraduate degree from Kennesaw State University? First, let's look at your experiences while you were at KSU. You have earned your degree through hard work and success. But let's talk about those learning experiences you had that were outside of the classroom. If you participated in any of the following activities while you were at KSU, I'd like for you to stand and remain standing. Study abroad. Research with faculty. Graduates who served in the military. Student organizations, service to the community, internships. How many of you held down a job or two while you were at KSU? How many of you participated in a sports team? campus performances. All right, let's give our graduates a round of applause for their engagement. We are proud of you and your successes both in the classroom and outside. Please be seated. Having a degree from Kennesaw State University also prepares you for life after college. For some, this means pursuing careers to take care of others. For some, it means pursuing careers in defense of our country or public safety in our nation. For some, it means pursuing opportunities to educate future generations. For others, it means working on the cutting edge of new technologies. And for others, it means the excitement of starting your own business. Whatever you decide to do, an undergraduate degree from Kennesaw State means that you are prepared and ready to conquer the world. As you move forward from this moment, know that you are among an impressive group of graduates. And this morning, it is time to celebrate you and what you've accomplished. Congratulations on a job well done. We are proud of you and extremely excited to celebrate with you, with your family, and with your friends. As a way of introducing you to this new chapter in your lives, please take a moment to watch a short video that has been made especially for you, our newest alumni of Kennesaw State University.
Today is a day of celebration, recognition in your transition into Kennesaw State University alumni family. Whatever you do, wherever you go, KSU is your nest for life. The traditions you forged during your time will live on. No matter what, black and gold will bind you and your fellow alumni together. Be involved in the life of your alma mater, and we will celebrate mutual successes. Our alumni family will stay with you as you lead, discover, serve, develop, and educate the future. Some of you will stay nearby. Others will travel far and wide. You've found your wings here. Now it's time to fly. As far as you travel, as high as you climb, you'll always be close to Kennesaw State University. You are now a forever Owl. Welcome to Owl Nation.
I now have the extraordinary privilege of introducing our speaker for today. Norman Radow is the head of the Radco Companies, a real estate firm and investment firm established in 1994. The firm embodies the lessons that Norman learned in his youth by daily delivering on the firm philosophy, build better living so our residents and team members can live life better. Norman has been a key figure in Kennesaw State University history as both a trustee and a donor, including time as chairman of the Kennesaw State University Foundation Board of Trustees. He is also the namesake of the Radow College of Humanities and Social Sciences, whose graduates we are celebrating today. He invested over $10 million into the success of this college, its faculty, and its students. The recent gift given by Norman and Lindy Radow to benefit the Radow College includes significant student financial support through the establishment of the Lindy Radow Humanities and Social Sciences Honors Scholarship. Their gift also helped create the Radow Institute for Social Equity. Norman cares deeply for this university and has for years. He cares deeply about this college, about its faculty, about its staff, but most importantly, about the students. Please join me in welcoming Norman Radow.
It'll fall off anyway. One second. This. Down here. President Kat Schwag, Provost Ivan Pulankala, members of the Cabinet, Dean Pam Cole, department chairs and faculty of the Radau College of Humanities and Social Sciences, soon-to-be graduates, and honored guests, welcome. What a great day. I am thrilled to be speaking to you on this momentous occasion in your lives. I remember 43 and a half years ago attending my college graduation ceremony. I remember the dinner before graduation with my very proud parents. I remember getting up early, bursting with youthful energy, anxious to attend graduation and then start my adult life. I remember putting on my gown and adjusting my cap. I can recall asking other graduates, which side are we supposed to wear the tassel on? I remember my march into the stadium and seeing my parents beaming with pride. I remember walking on stage as my name was called and shaking my college president's hand. I recall the post-graduation celebratory events with friends and family. I remember all of this like it was yesterday, and you will too. But the one thing I do not remember from my graduation is the commencement address. I don't even know who the speaker was. So, my dear graduates, I'm going to help you avoid this memory loss. This is a speech too important to forget. So I'm asking your guests here today to take out pen and paper or their cell phones and write this down. My name is Norman Radau, R-A-D-O-W. Better yet, if years from now you don't remember my name, just look at your diploma. This may be the only graduating class that will actually remember who their commencement speaker was. My name may be on your college, but let me tell you who I really am and how I came to be here today. By doing so, you'll see we share so much, even as we're divided by 2 generations of time. My family story will also give my message context, and I think it'll reflect some of yours. I was born into a family of very limited means. Both my grandfathers, who I knew very well, were indentured out at the tender age of 8 years old in the Russian Pale. They were literally sold for money. One grandfather told me that his owner would often stick his fist into my grandpa's tea and taste it to see whether he was stealing some sugar. One grandmother grew up without a bed and slept on 2 hardened chairs put together right until she was in her late teens. My maternal grandmother remembered the pogrom that forced them out of their village. Cossacks and townspeople, riled up by the Tsar, rose up against the Jewish community. She told me as a 5-year-old girl, her family hid in a dirt cellar for days and days as she heard screams overhead as their friends were butchered, women violated, and their homes ransacked. They all came to the United States over a period of 20 years at the turn of the century and reveled in the freedom and the relative safety that our country offered them. My maternal grandfather was a floor scraper. Before we had electric sanders, he would scrape wooden floors by hand, painstakingly removing wax and stain so the floors could be resurfaced. My other grandfather was a machinist. His starting pay was $4 for a 60-hour work week. They were uneducated. None could read or write. Yet none ever complained, ever. And their joy was so simple. They knew their children were growing up fed, and they could be educated. My father, of blessed memory, went to war instead of college, and only later in life, about the time I was born, he went to college at night while working full days to support my mom, brother, and I, and finally earned an associate's degree in mechanical engineering at the age of 38, the year my sister was born. I only realized later how hard that must have been for him. My parents lived with my grandparents in the Brownsville section of Brooklyn for their first year of marriage. They slept on my father's childhood bed, and it was a child's bed. It was narrow, single bed, which itself was in a tiny bedroom that today would not pass as a closet. But comparing this hardship to that of my grandmother who slept on wooden chairs, they didn't think it a sacrifice. When my parents could finally afford their own apartment, my brother was already born. Their first apartment was roach and rodent infested. My mother tells me stories of her standing on a stool, I'd love to see this actually, to stay above the rats while shooing them away while swinging a broom wildly. I really would love to see that. No wonder my parents were thrilled when they received a notice that they were accepted into a public housing project. I was born in these projects in East New York, and I grew up there. My brother, sister, and I shared one bedroom. Until I was 14, I never knew there was a world other than in the projects. I played ball on concrete or in the gutter. Sewer plates were home base, and a fire hydrant was first base. Despite the fact we had nothing, I thought I had everything, as long as I had family and a glove, bat, and ball to play with. I realized there was another world only when I was a teenager. That's when we moved to Long Island. I told my friends back home in Brooklyn that we lived on an estate. Even though it was a modest 1,500 square foot home, one bath, but I told them, it's on a full 1/8 of an acre. And it had grass. I never saw grass in the projects. So I studied history in college, also a public university, because that's all we could afford, just as many of you have studying humanities. I loved it so much that when others are reading whodunits, spy thrillers, or love stories on vacation, I am reading history, economics, and philosophy books. On my last vacation recently, I took our very own Professor Paul Dover's new book entitled The Information Revolution in Early Modern Europe. Riveting? Maybe not for most people, but at least no one bothered me and asked me, how do you like the book? I am a serious student of history, and having just described 100 years or so of the life of my family in America, and watching how my family went into the middle class and now seeing my own success, both as a lawyer and a businessman, I can say this to you, and I can say it categorically. Your generation has had the good fortune to have grown up in the freest and wealthiest nation in the world. There are 193 countries today, and you're incredibly lucky to be right here in the United States of America. And in all of world history, from when people first walked on two legs, right through to today, the United States is the richest and the freest, and despite COVID, the healthiest of all time. Just think, I was born only 3 years after we discovered a vaccine for the horrid and feared polio virus. Every generation before me in all of history feared this dreaded disease. I was the first not to live in that fear. Since then, tetanus, whooping cough, yellow fever, scarlet fever, diphtheria, chickenpox, and the measles have all been nearly eradicated. Think of how fortunate you are. And in more good news, you are graduating with the United States experiencing the tightest job market in decades. That means there are more jobs available than ever, and by the way, we're hiring, especially as my generation, the baby boomers, the largest generation this nation has ever seen, are retiring in droves. Salaries are increasing faster than they have in generations. It would seem a perfect time to be starting your adult lives. You are also educated and have, studying the humanities and social sciences, begun to develop your Weltanschauung, your worldview. You can go to graduate school, learn business, or go into any profession you choose because you have a broad-based education where you learned to think critically. You have so much going for you, but you need one more thing. I, too, was educated in the humanities. I became a lawyer in 1981 and then started my own business in 1994. Yet I failed to capitalize on an amazing opportunity in the 1990s to expand my business. In the early 2000s, there was another business cycle. I saw it, but I failed to take the plunge again. The same happened in 2006. I saw the Great Recession on the horizon. I made changes to be ready for it. And I survived it when many of my peers in business did not. But I failed to follow through with my gut instincts. In 2010, I began to realize that something fundamentally was different about the way America was living. I pegged the renting nation phenomena back then before it had a name. I believed more and more Americans would choose apartment living either by choice or sadly by necessity over the next decade. And so I implemented a business plan with 2 younger partners to buy as many older properties I could and renovate them before the rest of the world, the business world, figured it out. And there I was in the spring of 2013, and we had the opportunity to buy a 1,000-unit apartment property in foreclosure near Emory. It was a huge deal for us at the time, but it was ours if we wanted, the seller told us. On that Friday evening, my 2 younger partners came to me and said they were against us going forward with the deal. It was too big, they said. It would require more equity than we'd ever raised, debt we have never been able to obtain before, and it would be too complicated to operate with a renovation scope so large that we didn't have the means to accomplish it. They said to me, "We vote no. Don't do it." And I was sad. And I left the office that day, that night, that Friday night, with self-doubt. The next day was a Saturday, and for some reason, that one day, of all days, I decided to go to synagogue. And I only do that a couple of times a year. And that day, the congregation was reading the Bible story about the 12 spies. You know the story. As the Israelites approached Canaan, Moses chose a spy from each of the 12 tribes of Israel to scout out the land. In this Bible section, each spy was named, as was his father, his father's father, his tribe, and his importance in that tribe. All 12 spies were given equal print in this Bible section. When they came back from spying the land, 10 said the Canaanites were giants. They were very tall and very strong. Their city walls were thick and very high, and their weapons were too fierce. Turn back to Egypt, these spies proposed. But 2 spies disagreed. They argued that the Israelites had just one chance, and this was it. Let's grasp it, they recommended. The rabbi then told us to close our Bibles and asked, "Name the 12 spies." One person shouted out, "Joshua." "Correct," the rabbi said. And then someone yelled out, "Caleb." "Right again," the rabbi said. And then there was silence. 300 people looked at each other, struggling to name the other 10 spies that we had just read about. Yet not one person in the sanctuary could name any one of the 10 spies who proposed that the Israelites turn back. They could only remember the names of the 2 spies that recommended that the Israelites take the chance. The rabbi said, "The lesson of this story is that history only remembers those of us who say yes." I was dumbstruck. What providence that on this day of all days when I had doubt, I would hear this very message. I decided then and there, in that very moment, that I would not only say yes and try to buy this huge deal, but I would double down and buy every apartment community I could. Unlike all the other opportunities I missed in my lifetime, I would take the chance now, just like Caleb and Joshua. Recently, Kerri Strug came to speak at KSU. Kerri, as many of you may recall, was an American gymnast on the 1996 U.S. Olympic team, held right here in Atlanta. During the all-arounds, every gymnast on the team before her did poorly on the vault. So a team gold medal was all on her small shoulders, and she's really small. On Kerri's first vault, she slipped on a mat and fell, tearing 2 ligaments in her leg. She was in agony. Everyone told her that it was best for her to lie down. Her coaches wanted to take her to the hospital. But she told us at KSU just last month that in her mind, she remembered the 16-hour days of training that she did every day for a decade. She remembered the sacrifice her family made. She remembered that it was her life goal to win an Olympic gold medal. And she realized she would never have that opportunity again because she would not be physically able to compete in the individual events the next day. There would be no other time. So she said yes, she would do it. She taped up her foot as best she could and proceeded to the line to make her second attempt on the vault. A stunned audience witnessed this petite little teenager grimacing in pain. The arena went quiet. The drama was palpable, and off she went. Kerri performed a near-perfect vault and stuck her landing on just one leg. She turned to the judges, and then she collapsed. The audience went crazy. The American team won gold for the first time in decades. And as a result, we remember Kerri and her vault. Now, 25 years later, young girls stood in line at KSU's Humanities and Social Science building last month to meet their hero. If she hadn't tried that one more time, she would not be remembered. The Israelites said yes, too, and they built a nation of such importance that much of the world today has adopted the moral code they developed. As for me, I overcame all those challenges and bought that property my then partner said was too big, too difficult to finance, too challenging to operate, and I sold it in 2019. And with those proceeds, of that one transaction, I made and funded all my pledges to this university, most of which was allocated to this very college. My fellow graduates of humanities and social sciences, despite its faults, real and too often imagined, you are living in the freest nation of all time and the wealthiest. You have opportunities previous generations could never imagine. You have access to health care that never previously existed, including vaccines for all those dreaded diseases of history. You grew up never having to fear them. Moreover, you have just completed a rigorous course of study denied to most people throughout history. And you're entering the next phase of your lives with more and better jobs available than at any time in the last 60 years. Remember, I'm hiring. With all this going for you, do not be complacent. Do not be fearful of challenges. Embrace them, whether they be in graduate school, in your profession or business or family life, or in just helping others through your time and philanthropy. You have been given an opportunity that for 1,000,000 years our ancestors could never imagine, and that most people in the world today cannot comprehend. And if they would die for it. Witness the human suffering at our southern border. Understand that this opportunity in front of you and the ones you may come across throughout your lives are unique to history. They may never come again. Don't be nameless and faceless like the 10 spies. Be like Caleb and Joshua. Be like Kerri Strug. Accept the challenge have courage to say yes to the opportunities in front of you. I, along with the entire Owl Nation, look forward to watching you embrace every challenge and say yes to the opportunity that would help you reach your full potential, a potential that could make our community, our state, our nation, and the world a much better place. What an exciting time to be you. May you all enjoy this special day. Hooty hoo!
I hope you are proud to be graduates of a college with the Radow name on it. Norman, thank you. That was exceptional and was from your heart. I've always been amazed by the financial investment is one thing, but the investment of time and energy and life and guidance that Norman and Lindy give to this institution is just exceptional, and we're very grateful. Thank you. Let's move on. Now it's my privilege to introduce our interim provost, Dr. Ivan Pulankala, who will introduce the dean of the college presented today, who will in turn present the candidates for degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Schweig. This is a very special day for the graduates we honor, and for the families, partners, and friends who support them and share in their success. Graduates, my heartfelt wish is that you have had an extraordinary KSU experience, and that you see graduation as one accomplishment in a very long and joyous life journey. Our focus this morning is on the undergraduates in the Norman J. Radow College of Humanities and Social Sciences. The dean of this college will be introduced when she presents the candidates for degrees. Dr. Rita Bailey, dean of the KSU Journey Honors College, is here to congratulate our honors students. I would like to express my thanks to all the KSU faculty members in attendance at this commencement, as well as those in absentia. I appreciate your dedication and many contributions to the success of the students graduating this morning. Dr. Schweig, I now present to you the candidates for the various degrees. These candidates have completed all the requirements of their programs as prescribed by the faculty of Kennesaw State University and by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia. I recommend that they be awarded diplomas as evidence of their achievement. I now call upon the interim dean of the Norman J. Radow College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Dr. Pam Cole, to introduce the candidates for degrees.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees in the Norman J. Radow College of Humanities and Social Sciences please stand? President Swag, the faculty of the Norman J. Radow College of Humanities and Social Sciences is pleased to present the candidates for degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Cole. Will the candidates please be seated? Dr. Schweig, all degree candidates who are present and those in absentia have been presented by the dean.
You get to stand up one more time. Please stand. This is where it happens. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of Kennesaw State University and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I now confer upon each of you the degree to which you are entitled as evidence that you have fulfilled the academic requirement for that degree. To signify your transition from KSU student to KSU graduate, please join together in moving your tassel from the right to the left side of your cap. So now it's time to recognize each individual graduate. But before we do, we have a special acknowledgement that we want to make, and I want to acknowledge one student graduating here today who we have all looked forward to seeing over the past few years, even though we might not have always recognized him. This morning, his name is Chris Bell. He's wearing very special shoes today. But you know him as our beloved KSU mascot, Scrappy. Chris will be our first graduate crossing the stage today. Chris, thank you for all you've done for spirit and for culture here at KSU. We appreciate it. Thank you. Now, as your roll is called, please move to the right side of the stage. Have your grad pass in hand to be scanned, then wait until you're directed to cross the stage. At that point, please do cross the stage, receive your diploma so that we may formally congratulate you. If you prefer not to shake hands, simply place your hand over your heart as you walk across the stage. Once you've received your diploma, please progress across the stage to exit on the opposite side and head down the ramp where you will have an individual photo taken. The student marshal will help guide you back to your original seat. Please remain in your chair until the conclusion of the ceremony when we will be joined by a very special guest. Please be seated.
Will the graduates for the bachelor's degrees in the Norman J. Radow College of Humanities and Social Sciences please step forward as their names are called?
Christopher N. Bell, cum laude. Lauren Lynn Geyer. Peter Lewis Smith. Kaylee Anna Rice. Megan Lauren Haas, magna cum laude. Macy Elizabeth Dykes, summa cum laude, honors research scholar. Charles Ellis Darby. Alexis Victoria Kynard, cum laude. Annette Dennis. LaMaisha Marie Baldwin. Taylor Jane Ackman. Alexis Ray Yampierre. Ashley Andrea Tisdale. Shannon Nicole Hayes. Dalton Lee Geisler. Danielle Michelle Talley. Jordan Cameron Daly. Daryl Rashad Marquette. Colton Hillis. Jarrett Dylan Roos, cum laude, honors scholar. John Andrew Rice. Alison Andrea Aponte Rivera. Jayla Lynn Johnson. William Ross Center. Taqwa Ahmed Ali, magna cum laude. Diamond N. Brown. Rachel Reese. Kashara Tiambe Terrell, magna cum laude. Jasmine Alexandria Davis. Tashay Viviette Barber. Andrew Stephen Letke. Austin Riley Rothermel. Hannah Marie Mabry, cum laude. Kyle Perry. Christian Adrian Gonzalez. Alondra Isabel Guerrero, summa cum laude, honors scholar. Benjamin Arturo Uranga, summa cum laude. Nikki Patricia Album, magna cum laude. Stephen Ellis Altman, magna cum laude. Clifford Ashton Center, summa cum laude. Joanna Pettis Smith. Claudio Sanchez, magna cum laude. Renee Larice Johnson, cum laude. Mark Edwin Chastain, cum laude. Joshua Charles Barton. Lyncia Brooke Kennedy, cum laude. Mia Naomi Babino. Thomas Eugene Raymer, summa cum laude. Noah Rutledge. Abigail Faith Brown, summa cum laude. Eva Jane Schultz. Sean Michelle Brown. Adeolu Paul Adeleke. Antavius Niquan Greer. Travis Javante Bell. Corey Amazjane Jackson. Demetrius Tyler Petway. Andrew Thomas Woodyard. Amber Renee Semethi, magna cum laude. Mercedes Mickey Burns Johnson. Chanel Adriana Morgan. Ashley Robanadas Hidalgo. Faiza Amatul Haiti, cum laude. Laura Lynn Richardson, magna cum laude. George Blake Gillen. Madison Brianne Hicks. Carson Lee Early, magna cum laude. Maggie Laurel McSwain. Courtney Lynn Byer. Bernarda Cervantes. Elizabeth Savannah Payne. Tatiana Giori. John Thomas Caleri. Michaela Shea Coggins. Faith Osaruma Omoigui. Taylor Arissa Miller, summa cum laude. Jordan Clifford Sopshire. Shelby Leanne Davis, magna cum laude. Lee Ann Mims. Emily Ann Simmons, summa cum laude. Edgar Giovanni Romero Cordova. Taylor Bischoff Cromie. Stacy Kathleen Thomas. Jonathan Colin Sanders. Savannah Rose Acri. Corey Nicholas Welch. Matthew Elliott Heising. Madison Gale Hudson, cum laude. Kayla Milan Rounds. Catherine Ann Mays. Madison Mackenzie Kemp. Erin Rose Olson. Nicole Helen Denning, magna cum laude. Giovanni Augustus Martino. Mackenzie Tapley. Caitlin Eileen Burns. Ansley Brooke Huckabee, cum laude. Cassidy Alicia Valbrun. Marissa Kendall Hart, cum laude. Olivia C. Wirtz. Niall Zaire Brody. Maya Ibat Tabi. Mira Sridhar. Shelby Kate Wilson, summa cum laude. Alexis Morgan Lindley. Brooke Deming Oliver, magna cum laude. Amber Faith Moore. Brianna Alexis Owens. Carolyn Monique Watkins. Drake Alexander Bragg. Cassidy Diane Williams, magna cum laude. Taylor Alani Brooker. Evan Nolly. Tanner Christian Robinson, cum laude. Matthew Thomas Hanley. Madeline Grace Romero. Burke Thomas McGoldrick, cum laude, honors scholar. Autumn Joy Keeley. Rachel Love Johnson. Michael Carter Tucker, cum laude. Deshaun Clayton Johnson. Bradley James Berry. Sean Rossrucker. Grant LeBrons Daniels. Della Louise Sanford. Deshanae Amari Tarver. Kwame Akufu, cum laude. Lindsay Nicole Lewicki. Parrish Allen Cummings, cum laude. Dominic Dion Hall. Nicholas Franco Roldan, magna cum laude. Niani Halea Pogue, cum laude. Alexis Catherine Emily Poli. Sophie Rosette Frederick. Garrison W. Cookman. Kelly Jean Oren. Sydney Alexandra Casella. Lawrence Olin Way IV. Carl Patrick Darren. Emily Grace Avelti, cum laude. Christopher Charles. Marissa Annika Rodriguez, magna cum laude. Mackenzie Carpenter. McKenna Alexandra Jones, magna cum laude. Olivia Grace Drake, cum laude. Alana Nicole Almond, cum laude. Tori Owens, summa cum laude. Abby Jaron Hosmer, magna cum laude, honors scholar. Lorena Chanel Torrey. Layla McClellan Karp, summa cum laude. Daniel Jacob Morris. Patrick Harrison Brigance. Harrison Lewis. Taika Alexis Anderson Lewis. Masigbe Bamba. Spencer Jordan Donahue. Anna Celeste Endrell. Hannah Joy Minde. Joshua David Deerolf, cum laude. Finn Barrett Alberg. Wyatt Tristan Hankins. Sorrels Leaf Womack. Alexander Scott Mucken. Noble Isori Slade. Kaylee Brooke Campbell-Poole. Brianna Elise Legant, summa cum laude. Victoria Jean Everhart. Ryan Alexander Holbert Pluta, summa cum laude. Kirsten Lee Flores, cum laude. Tyler Benson Flavin. Margaret Elizabeth Coles, cum laude. Nardia Sakina Anuncia Ahmed. Vince David Herring. Victoria Nicole Hardy, cum laude. Jordan Marie Phelps, cum laude. Ashton Bailey Witten. Michelle K. Moore. Noah Bryson Flowers. Ashley Nicole Phillips, magna cum laude. Sarah Grace Swetlick, cum laude. Nebi Mogus. Ava Danette Davenport. Diamond Geneva Vanessa Brooks. Selena Giahanna Deran Villanugo. Jordan Griffith. Samuel Moore Sinclair. Danielle Rachel Brooks. Brooke A. Beachy, cum laude. Joshua Fernandez. Roman Gennady Ovchikov. Maxwell Adam Einig. Roxanne Elizabeth Cole. Jackson Philip Dobbs. Tamia Aja Stiles. Nicholas Alexander Kennedy. Sierra Alexis Vincent. Zaria Ariel Ritchie. Monica Danette Hawkins. Shayna May Yansan Subaran. Gerald Oliver De Jesus. Michaela Marie Hawkins. Amy Elizabeth Loving. Adnan Lelich. Lainey Ruth Craps, magna cum laude. Max Payson Tucker. Savannah Ray Moore, magna cum laude. Isiaze Faith Legmo. Ali McKenna Pirati. Alexandria Lynn Shockey, magna cum laude. Sharon Ciarapa, magna cum laude. Cassie Lee Slater. Kaylee Renee Westra, magna cum laude. Danielle Nicole Pettigrew. Margaret Peggy Lynn Culpepper. Tymeek Folk. Michaela Simone Leak. Earl Austin Curtis McAdoo. Abigail Elizabeth Björk, magna cum laude. Caitlin Lemunga Kale Mokake, magna cum laude. Jesus Ricardo Almanzo. Elizabeth Aurora Quinones. Bradley Stallings. Jalen Alexis Robinson. Lindsay Renee Lepin Ballard, magna cum laude, honors scholar. Catherine Elizabeth Kenny, magna cum laude. Haley Najee Hilton. Dominique LaShawn McLean. Amanda Lauren Cannell, cum laude. Barbara Kochisova. Alexis Lorena Quezada. Bria Jalen Gober. Emily Carolina Calendris. Pilar Daniela Burwise. Kiala Joy Kinley. Marissa Marie Martin. Fiona Reese Mulvey. Kiana Aaliyah Cruz. Tierra Janae Grant, magna cum laude. Ansley Elizabeth Conley. Josie Aranella. Sienna Ling Moore, cum laude. Penelope L. Acosta. Carson Alana Duncan, magna cum laude. Chase Allen Spots. Sherlina Dinesh Parmanand. Hannah Catherine Maxson. Brianna Catherine Riley, magna cum laude. Telma Jacqueline Villatoro. Sierra Lachey Stowe. Ian Krause Taylor. Elizabeth Jocelyn Putnam. Saya Desiree Earls. Moira May Hale. John Robert Highland. Jessica Lee Bradley, magna cum laude. Sarah Nicole Lawson. Hadley Cole Voorhees. Amaya Chantal Baptiste, cum laude. Corey Lee Francis. Rachel McBride. Jaime Vladimir Martinez. Jenna Colmenares. Raina Rose Hoover, cum laude. Brendan Thomas Holder. Erin Patricia Turner. Bailey Lauren Patton, cum laude. Selena Abbott. Melanie Victoria Keogh. Soo Jung Kim, magna cum laude. Raymond Joseph Goslow, summa cum laude. Catherine Carver Lucas. Princess Adiele Nzenwa. Remington Grace Ellison, magna cum laude. Kimberly Soteria Jacqueline Walker. Nancy Elizabeth James, cum laude. Caitlin Louise Pozzarelli. Lusamba Mukunai. Camden Allen Cloblin, magna cum laude. Megan Barry Evans. Madison Nicole Castrillo, magna cum laude. Alyssa Claire Jackson. Aaron Stewart Huff, cum laude. Trey Lawrence Harden. Evan Michael Hardy. Edwin Betancourt. Naya Janae Lindsay. Brendan Samuel Dickerson. Ashley Nicole Green, summa cum laude. J. Ryan Gilling. Jordan Blair Hightower. Autumn Nicole Pope. Isaiah Terrace Sims. Marcos E. Rivera. Kwasi and Hardo Singleton. Mafato C. John. Gabriela Jimenez Ramos. Marley Tatum Ellis, cum laude. Rio Kawazoe White. Samuel Deke Whiteman. Brittany Ann Charles, summa cum laude. Tiffany Carrie Ann McDaniel. Charles Ivy Baldwin. Shayna Elise Warren. Preston Edward Lee. Elizabeth Pavor. Austin Ray Smith. Riley Adair McCosh, summa cum laude. Michaela M. Stewart. Ian Michael Bearwald. Leandra Elizabeth Gurma. Michaela Jordan Wood, magna cum laude. Ariel Brianna Humans. Indigo Kamai Flanoy. Logan Kirkpatrick Hill. Rachel Elizabeth Watts, cum laude, honors research scholar. Kenya Tierra Haney. Crystal Abigail Samuel. Roxanne Tobten, cum laude. Corey Jamal Fields. Dylan Alexander Chisholm. Ebony Simone Eubanks. Cameron Brooke Denny. Olivia Mary Helena Pitt. Avery Britt, summa cum laude. Taylor McKenna Moon. Kira Lucille Payne. Zachary Botham. Dawson Nathaniel Trung, cum laude. Lauren Nicole Worthy. Megan Blair Watson. Samuel Lee Ward. Maisha Latrice Mays. Christina Manuel, magna cum laude. Jordan Nicole Good. Riley Aaron Paget. Meredith Renee Newson. Morgan Lynn Tikkanen, summa cum laude. Kristen Nicole Hudson, magna cum laude. Jonathan Christopher Hall, cum laude. Roberson David Green. Gracie Hannah Kirkland. Clark L'Oreal Bass. Brianna Renee Willer, cum laude. Christine Joan Puma. Hunter Mackenzie Knight. Carrington Milan Duckworth. Nandozi Chinedum Ononka. Nathaniel Judson Hendricks, magna cum laude. Leah Azure McCormick, cum laude. Morgan Page Spivey, magna cum laude. Savannah Blaze Wilson. Ashley Jade Morris. Samantha Helen Martin. Taya Burton, magna cum laude. Madison Jarvis. Molly Anastasia Sullins, magna cum laude. Veronica Giselle Laredo. Lorena Soto. Timothy David Favor. Rachel Elizabeth Hood. Hannah Marie Rush. Michael Reed Allen. Sam Urquhart. Dawson Kent Curry. Tracy Dion Bailey. Caitlin Farr Labar, summa cum laude, honors scholar. Ashlyn Denise Rowan. Latia Dane Cunningham Moore, summa cum laude. Sophie Annabelle Stepikoff, magna cum laude, honors research scholar. Megan Marie Williams, magna cum laude. Tiffany Nicole Thomas. Tara Katharina Close, magna cum laude. Jessica Selena Vergara. Abigail Rose Brightwell, cum laude. Dusty Jade Evans, magna cum laude. Lanaya Gresham. Mara Rose Perutka. Olivia Isabel Dobbs. Mason Elizabeth Brandon, summa cum laude. Mariah Danae Swain. Joseph John Kavanaugh, magna cum laude. Susan Dunn Bankston. Jackson Ralph Johnson, cum laude, honors research scholar. Matthew Robert Salin. Patrick Joseph Walsh. Morgan Alley Kidd. Charlotte Lawden. Beth Elise Pereira, summa cum laude. Natalie Davalt, summa cum laude. James Michael Blakely II, magna cum laude. Elise Moon. Paul Edward Smith, cum laude. Jasmine Deschanel Hill. Allison Marie Chavez. Casey Michelle Miller. Paige Terhune. Jordan Elaine Moore, summa cum laude. Brian Whitworth. Lawan Dion Mosley. Madison Elaine Rogers. Asia Raquel Hill. Molly Renee Moore. Sarah Elizabeth LaBarbera. Riley Donnellan. Savannah Ashley Lee, cum laude. Diana Mirab Salazar, cum laude. Aaliyah Nicole Smith. Chariot Marcia Moore. Dion Simone Frost, magna cum laude. Savannah Jessica Kendall Burnett, magna cum laude. Dominia Lynette Cunningham. Crystal Juhan Williams, summa cum laude. Emmy Young, summa cum laude. Nathan Alexander Frost. Madison Diane Inman, cum laude. Dylan Boley. Dorola Ann Sharonfant. Tiara Imani Barabino. Lindsay Nicole Rigdon. Rosalind K. Shorter. Michaela Renee Kelly. Sierra D. Banks.
Dr. Schweig, all candidates for degrees have now been presented.
You should all be incredibly proud of yourselves, as we are all incredibly proud of you. Let's give our most recent graduates from Kennesaw State University another round of applause. As we move towards the completion of the ceremony, we have other folks who also need to be recognized and thanked, especially by our graduates. I first want to start off, though, by personally thanking our extraordinary event staff, the Registrar's Office, and all the many KSU volunteers who put this celebration together today. Can you join me in thanking them? Next, I want to acknowledge our extraordinary faculty who helped lead you through your coursework and through the many experiences you had here at KSU. Could you turn towards our faculty and give them a round of applause? Most importantly, though, graduates, you have friends and loved ones, family members who are in the stands who were part of this journey with you, and I'd like for you to turn to them and express your gratitude. Please join me in standing as Alexandra Eller will come to the podium to sing our alma mater. The words can be found on the screen behind me. graduates, please remain at your seats. You will soon be joined by a special guest who will lead you in your cap toss and cheer you on as you begin this exciting new chapter in your lives. When directed, I hope you will throw those caps as high in the air as you possibly can. Our guests will then exit the stage and come down the aisle to lead you out of the arena. Once you exit, we invite you to greet your family and friends on the campus green. I now declare the Fall 2021 commencement ceremony to be completed. Congratulations.